What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Can We Talk? Because we want to talk about what's going on in LA with these basketball wives. Because Evelyn and Vanessa, let's just go ahead and get into it. So when we come onto the scene, we have Evelyn and Shawnee. And Evelyn and Shawnee meet up. Excuse me. And Evelyn lets Shawnee know that she's had a rough couple of days. And she lets Shawnee know that Vanessa called her a homewrecker at the party Brooke threw for her. So Shawnee asked Evelyn, aren't you cool with your baby mama? Whereas Evelyn is like, girl, the baby mama is going to have Leo in a couple of days for 10 days. Mm. So Evelyn was like, I might doing something stupid. Evelyn was like, if it was true, she'd be like, if basically what Vanessa was saying about her was true, she'd be like, F it, it's her karma. But she's stating that this is not her karma. Evelyn, not Evelyn. Don't do that. Don't play in our faces, girl. Anyway, Evelyn goes on to say that part of her feels sad for Vanessa because she heard that she talked to Jackie about her husband cheating and she had a bad haircut.
She had a what?
A
She had
bad
what?
haircut.
Will we be talking about this one?
The banging. That's the one. When I tell you I hollered, I was like, okay. So I have to admit, when I saw this part, I was cracking my behind up because I was like, oh, that conversation sounded like one that me and you might have. And I was like, we shady.
Yes, we are.
We are
And I am so
shady.
shady that I went out of the kindness of my shady heart and found this exact dupe so that everyone in the audience can have the same hair as Vanessa for the low price of $16.57. But only two are left in stock. Act now.
All right. Y'all two better get them. Y'all better hurry up because they selling out fast. So Shawnee kikied and said, please don't make me holler. And I knew exactly where she was coming from. And everyone was trying to explain what it looked like, telling that it was long in the back and Shawnee crazy behind, talking about like a mullet. And so Evelyn was like, so it's long in the back and the bang is banging. And I'm like, they are so stupid. Long story short, Evelyn told Jackie to keep your friend away from me. So it switches over to Jackie and Vanessa. Now, Jackie and Vanessa meet up to pretend to work out because we all know Jackie ain't really gonna work out. I don't even know why she playing on in our faces this season with this storyline.
Mhm.
But Jackie states that it's pretty up there where they are, but she doesn't want to bring up what happened, but she immediately goes into what happened. And she states that Vanessa didn't basically tell her that she had a problem with Evelyn. And when she said that she had some girlfriends, Evelyn was like one of the people that she was talking about. She wanted Vanessa to meet, but she felt like she was left out of the beef and that Vanessa hadn't discussed that with her. So Vanessa started to lie, but got clever with her wording when she stated, and these are her words verbatim. She said, me and Evelyn, it was a situation some years ago, and definitely some time has passed. But what really triggers me is side chicks or people that don't respect families. It's just, Evelyn has this history of sleeping with people's husbands. When she first started, she was trying to make it seem like it was a situation between her and Evelyn.
Mhm.
And she said, me and Evelyn. And then she stopped and said it was a situation some years ago. And definitely, I'm like, girl, just be clear and stop. So I'm like, you're trying to insert yourself in something that absolutely has nothing to do with you. And
If
so she tried to clean it up.
if she's triggered by side chicks and people that don't respect families, you on the wrong show, boo boo.
The wrong show. The absolute wrong show. So Jackie asked Vanessa if she felt as if her and Evelyn could move forward after the words that were said, and Vanessa said that she felt like they could have a conversation. Jackie goes ahead and furthers the BS talking about shit about sisterhood.
Jackie lying. Girl, stop lying. You ain't about no sister. Well, you know what? Jackie may not be lying. She might have a different definition of sisterhood than everybody on the planet. Maybe
Well,
that's
yeah, because obviously she has a different definition of being a mom. She doesn't even know how to treat her own
Ooh,
kids right. So you're absolutely right about that. Are you hearing feedback from my mic?
no ma'am.
Okay. So I'm just like, Jackie, have you met yourself? Because she's talking about sisterhood. And she said everything doesn't have to be hunky dory all the time, but they should respect one another. Girl, uh,
Jackie, you don't even follow what you saying.
at all. She doesn't even subscribe to her own bull crap. So I'm like, stop it. So anyway, an insect comes and they take off running, abandoning the workout that never happened. And Vanessa was like, "Are you starting?" So I'm asking Vanessa, "Are you starting to notice a pattern about Jackie and her seriousness about working out?" Because Vanessa, you could really save your time and your gas and just not play with Jackie. Just do like the little coach did and get on Zoom with her and tell her to do a few things because Jackie ain't gonna do but about 2 or 3 sit-ups and that's gonna be it for the day. Okay. So Jen and Christian. Hmm.
Boring.
Jen's boyfriend, brings her a smoothie. And she mentions that she saw Jackie at Evelyn's party and didn't speak to her for some odd reason. Then she goes on to say that this girl, Vanessa, started some drama and that she's very big on protecting her energy. I'm like, Jen, cut the crap. The negative energy at the party is because you ran your mouth and
Mm.
told Brooke what Vanessa said about Evelyn. That's it. It never would have been any mess had she kept her mouth closed. So if she was serious about protecting her energy, she would have let Vanessa air her own grievances about Evelyn to Evelyn. Period.
Mhm.
She stirred the pot and then hid in the bag. So Jennifer, stop. Stop. It seems like everybody this season is in denial about who they really are. Everybody.
Girl. Mm.
So Jacille Duckworth and Brittany Renner, they meet up.
Boring.
Very. Brittany asked Jacille how she feels about Evelyn's party. Jacille states that she loves it and she loves Brooke and Evelyn and their energy. And she hopes that everyone will be able to get along. And Brittany was like, tuh. And Jacille was like, what's tuh about? And they just both burst into laughter.
Because they
So
already know what's up. They
they
know what's
already know. I'm like, Jacille, you did not sign up for Friends.
mm-hmm.
This is Basketball Wives LA. Okay. All drama all the time. So next thing we see Evelyn holding her pet dragon, and Levon calls her. So
Boring.
again, something that could have been cut out.
Mm-hmm.
But Evelyn is talking to Levon on the phone, and in her confessional, she states that they met on a dating show and hit it off right away. She said that Levon lives in Atlanta and that when they first met, they spent like 7 weeks together in Atlanta, but now he travels to LA often. So Levon starts talking about how having a long distance relationship is challenging and that they need to work out the details of their wedding, unto which Evelyn states that the timeline of the wedding gives her anxiety. And the pressure from both public and private is basically just making that pressure go up for her because her first marriage lasted for less than a month. So what Evelyn is referring to here is when she and Chad were married and their relationship ended abruptly. So I can understand where she's coming from with that because that could definitely make one nervous when that's how your first marriage started and ended. So
Nah. She just don't want to marry this man.
yeah, yeah. So both her and Levon agree for him to come out to LA so they can discuss how they feel on both sides. And I agree with you. She already knows she doesn't want to marry him. So I'm not even sure why she brought this onto the show,
She's
unless this was
the
how she was going to be on
storyline.
the show. Yeah. So we get to Brooke and Evelyn, and they meet up, and Evelyn gives Brooke flowers. Evelyn goes straight into how about the party? And Brooke says, what is Vanessa doing? Lord, Evelyn goes on to say that Jackie is crazy and tends to attract a little crazy. And maybe her and Vanessa have bonded over being freaking psychos. What you think?
I mean, there's truth to that, but this everything she said apply to herself too. But that's
Ah, true that. So Evelyn goes on to ask Brooke if she knows Brittany Renner. She says how Brittany reminds her of herself. And she says, whatever she says whatever she wants. People think that, they know her and have an opinion about her or whatever. But she goes on to tell Brooke that she invited her for lunch. Now, personally, I had a problem with this. If I'm under the impression that I'm having lunch with my girlfriend and you don't tell me in advance that you're inviting somebody else, that
the problem.
bugs the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I dislike being surprised with others when I have plans with somebody else because my life is busy. I got a husband, I got kids, I work, got my businesses. And if I carve out some time to hang out with my girlfriend, I'm protective of that time because 9 times out of 10, I want to sit down and talk to you about some personal things that either I can't talk about around my kids or I may want to pick your brain about business ideas. And I just don't feel comfortable being as open around people that I don't generally hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm protective of my energy. I'm protective of my time. And I had an experience with my friend. You know her name. I ain't going to bring her up on here. Where we were supposed to be going out to dinner and she invited one of her friends. Immediately, I'm a person that can discern and I can read you down. I know off rip if I'm going to like you or not. This chick came in and immediately I was just like, my spirit was like fake, phony, fake. And girl, we sat down and I was already side eyeing my girl because she knows how I am. And
Mm-hmm.
this chick came twisting her words, honey. She was all like, we went to order and we were ordering drinks. Tell me why this heifer. She was supposed to be ordering a white Zinfandel wine, right? And she told me something, let me get a white Zetterfield, please. I said, what the hell? The waitress was like, a who? And she's talking about a Zetterfield. And my girl was like, she means Zinfandel. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm sitting here like, no, you don't know what you mean. Girl, I tell you, I was embarrassed and tickled at the same time. But that's not the kicker. Because after the dinner, this heifer, she used to work at a federal prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went around telling people that, oh, yeah, she remembered me because I used to be locked up in a correctional institution.
April, you didn't tell me you was locked up.
I didn't know either. I have never seen the inside. So my girlfriend also worked at that prison and she was like trying to, no, that wasn't her. And she's like, yeah, it was. I remember her. She's like, no, she's never been locked up. So when I tell you that this little incident triggered me, I was like, oh no, see, I can't do stuff like that. You cannot surprise me at my dinner or luncheon or hang out with you with somebody else because I don't like very many people.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of stuff right here is triggering for me. But anyway, let me get back because my little mini story time during my review time got me on my soapbox. But Evelyn she introduced Brittany to the group or to what's the girl name? Brooke. Right. So Evelyn goes on talking about she wants to discuss Brittany's past online antics and behaviors. And Brooke states that she doesn't know about her lifestyle choices, but she was willing to, let Brittany in with a clean slate. So I'm like, okay. So Brittany comes in and Evelyn and Brooke are telling her that they know people think that they know her based off of what she's shown online and that they want to change the narrative.
Evelyn can't change her own narrative, so how you gonna help somebody else?
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, the same stuff that you told what's her name in the end about focusing on herself. Evelyn need to focus on herself. I'm like, how you change her narrative when you ain't changed yours yet. But every season, she comes back claiming that she's a changed woman. And season after season, she always ends up 2 or 3 shows later back into her same antics. So I'm
Maybe she
like,
has a different
girl,
definition of the word change.
maybe. But Brittany goes on to say that she doesn't pay attention to social media and it doesn't bother her what people say about her, and that she wasn't there, to show the world who she is. She just wants to show up as her authentic self. And I wish Evelyn and Jen would learn to do the same instead of making these claims to be changed or zen and
You
still
know
acting the
what?
fool.
Evelyn is changed. The problem is she does a 360 instead of a 180.
Now,
That's what it is.
well, all I know is she ghetto and Jen is messy. And I'm just like, I keep seeing the same thing season after season. I'm just saying. So Brittany shares with the ladies, because they ask her about co-parenting, and she's telling them that it's really hard between her and her child's father. She states that they're using a co-parenting app. So apparently there's an app for everything.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I said, I put in my notes. I was like, I didn't know that there were co-parenting apps.
I had no clue.
Maybe I need to create an app and get paid or something. So
You should. There's an app for everything. I'm like, geez.
I should create. I'm gonna create an app that's kind of inspired by Basketball Wives. It's gonna be an app on how to figure out the timeline and who is the side bitch and who is the main chick. There we go.
That'll help a lot of content creators. Do
Mhm.
that. Do that. Is it going to be free or paid?
Oh, I'm gonna have to be paid.
Okay. Okay. Well, I get it. So we get to Brittany's house and she's lounging on the couch like a Persian cat. And she explains that her son was 2 months old when she decided to leave PJ because his actions weren't matching up to the heart that she got to know. So, long story short, she speaks about not knowing how hard it would be to be a single mom and being grateful of her support system, especially her mom. And she lets her mom know that it's hard making friends, but she did meet Brooke and Evelyn and that they were very welcoming to her. But she just had to meet the other ones. So now her mom asked her if she'd be open to dating another athlete or basketball player. What are your thoughts on that question, if any?
I was like, so how did her mama raise her?
Hmm.
Because for that to be the question to come out your mouth, the red flags went up.
Mine
So,
did.
mom, are you perpetuating this behavior?
That sent me. I was like, huh, okay. It made me seriously side eye mom. So I feel like she's down with it. But different nationality, different folks, different strokes.
Yeah.
So we get to the First Lady Foundation where Shawnee is to be presented with a Woman of Excellence reward because of her help in the community.
So I want
And
to know what she do to help the community because all I know is about this messy show. How is this helping the community?
I would have liked more of a backstory on that also
Mhm.
to know exactly what it was, she was getting the award for. But all I got to say is this little dress Evelyn has on is cute. I like it.
Well, cute.
It was cute. So Evelyn arrives and she presents Shawnee with a huge, beautiful bouquet of flowers. And all I want to know is, Evelyn, let me find out that you got a brand deal with FTD Flowers because you've been giving out flowers all season. I mean, all show. I'm like, she gave Brooke flowers. She gave Brittany flowers. Now she giving Shawnee flowers. She got to have a brand deal with somebody because
If
she giving out
if
flowers
you
left and
don't,
right.
might want to take your advice and be like, and hit them up.
I'm telling you, because on this show, she was like, you get a bouquet, you get a bouquet. Everybody except Vanessa gets a bouquet. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, shoot. But them flowers she gave Shiny were pretty. I really did like those. So Evelyn brings up Keon, and Shani did that Keon and Shawnee did the premarital counseling with her and Levon. And Shawnee mentions how both her and Keon thought he was an amazing guy. And Evelyn starts to cry and lets Shawnee know that she's struggling. She's like, I'm struggling, friend. And she has so much anxiety. And Shawnee asks if the anxiety is about getting married or how she feels. And Evelyn admits that it's everything. She questions if it's also connected to being a newlywed and a divorcee at the same time. So Evelyn states that she may need to work through some things concerning marriage, and I could not agree with her more. I remember after my first marriage ended, I swore that I'd never marry anybody else. You hear me? I was fine with being by myself, and it took me some time, even after knowing I had been introduced to my husband by y'all, before I would even consider marriage again. So I get her because both he and I had some healing that we needed to do on our own before we would ever be good together. We even paused on each other for a long time before we were able to reunite. And even after we reunited, we didn't marry because my heart still needed some mending. So I would tell anyone that's thinking about marriage, slow down. It's not a rush. If you're having any doubts, you need to work through those doubts and any inklings first. If he's for you or if she's for you, it's for you. And you can't be so afraid of losing someone that you allow a moment of fear to drive you into the arms of the wrong person. Because let me tell you, it's not fun being connected to the wrong person. Oh my God, that's like one of the worst things you could do. So I basically would just tell somebody choose yourself first in that moment, even if the two of you have to go your separate ways for a while just to heal. Allow y'all to be who he is in your life first before you come into somebody else's life broken already. Because the only thing you're doing when you come broken is you're just adding stress and strain on a situation that already takes a lot of work. Marriage is a job. Whether you know it or not, it is a full time job that you have to log into every day, all day. So you don't get a break from marriage. So I would definitely let Evelyn know she has a right to be scared, nervous, anxious, and any other adjectives that she chooses to use because this ain't no joke. She needs to take her time. Evelyn needs to heal and she needs to be by herself and not just be trying to be up under a man. I honestly believe that Evelyn is fine with being single and having a piece of man, myself, somebody that she can lay with, kick it with. But I don't really think she wants to be married again. Not right now,
No,
especially not after Chad.
I definitely think she wants to be married, and
You
BS.
do?
I'm calling BS on Shawnee and Evelyn, trying to put this on the whole relationship with Chad. She has been healed from that relationship with Chad. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm looking at Evelyn's pattern. From every account that we're hearing about Levon, and even according to Shawnee and her husband, Levon is a good man. Evelyn knows she don't deserve a good man. Evelyn wants to be married, but she wants to go back to her track record. It's a certain type of guy that she likes and that she wants to be with. And this ain't that guy. And so that's why she's having anxiety because she knows she shouldn't really enter that relationship because that ain't what she wants. That ain't the type of man she want to be married to. Evelyn likes nice things, but she don't like nice things, if you know what I mean. Her nice compared to what nice should be for a marriage is not the same thing. Evelyn's materialistic. Evan wants more of a thuggish dude. This guy doesn't seem to be it. The nice things that we would want is not the nice things that she wants. And so I think that's what's causing the anxiety. It's like almost kind of like she knows that she does not deserve to have a good man, and that ain't really what she like. So I'm calling BS. Stop bringing Chad into this. Shout out to Chad and on his nightcap podcast with because they are killing it. But I just wish they stopped bringing this whole Chad thing up because I don't think it had nothing to do with that. Me personally.
I kind of agree with you, but also kind of disagree. Now, I don't believe that she wants Levon. He's definitely not her type. I believe that she is still all about the athlete and the money. I definitely believe that part. But I believe that she never, like I said, she was in, I believe she really was in love with Chad. I really do. I think that she was really into Chad and it didn't work out the way she wanted. And she ran too fast. Instead of healing from that, she was too fast to run and jump into a relationship with Carl. And it's like she's just constantly jumping and jumping and jumping. And if you don't really heal from one relationship to the other, you're going to keep making bad choices. Now, what you say about her not believing or thinking that she deserves better, I could agree with that also. But I honestly don't believe that she's healed. I feel like it's some stuff that's from childhood that Evelyn is still carrying, which is why she behaves the way she behaves. So healing is not just from a man. Healing can be from childhood trauma, it can be from relationship trauma, it can be from any type of trauma. So I feel like there's definitely some healing that she needs to do as a woman before trying to be whole or before y'all can present her whole as a wife to anybody. Point blank in the period. Because the girl got issues. We could see how she shows her behind and acts, you know what I'm saying, on a show and how she just pops off at everything. She has like no, there's like she goes from 0 to 100. And I'm just like, is that really necessary? It's something going on there that she needs to heal from. But I totally agree with a lot of what you said, but I also feel like it's some healing. So, you have anything else?
No, I agree that it's healing. I just
Okay.
think it's healing from something else. I don't think that she should keep connecting it to the Chad thing. Because if we're going to be real, Chad treated her the way Antoine treated her. Antoine and Chad treated her the way Carl treated her. So you got a pattern. I think your next marriage, you're looking for somebody to fit this pattern, and this guy don't fit it. And so you're not into him like that. So there is healing that needs to take place, but I'm just calling it like I'm looking at who all you really wanted to be with. Now you have a good guy, but you don't really want to be with him. Eh.
And I can't even say that that's a lie because I remember when I was younger, I was dating and I had this guy that I was dating and he was so super nice to the point that he was too nice. And I knew I would mess over him. And so instead of messing over him, because where I was back then is not where he was. So I knew that instead of breaking his heart and making him turn into a dog for the next person, it was best for me to just break things off. And that was my choice to do. So I knew that I didn't want to mess over a good man. I ain't saying that this is Evelyn's thing, but I'm saying I remember having somebody who I knew was too good for me for where I was at the time, you know what I'm saying, in my life that I was in. And I was like, I wouldn't do this to him. And we remained, he was pissed with me for the longest, but we became the best of friends later on. I was like, I hope you can see my heart and where it's really at. You know, you're just too good for me. And it was the truth because I'm gonna lie, I was a dog back then. But hey, moving on. So, so Evelyn goes on to meet Jackie before she gets in the car and leave. Like this is what she was telling Sean. Let me go because you know Jackie jump in the car and try to leave, honey. So they discuss what happened with Vanessa and her calling Evelyn a homewrecker. And Jackie tells Evelyn that she thinks Vanessa is open to having a discussion, and Evelyn states she should be because no one did anything to her. But she said the A word. I ain't trying to go there. So she's talking about somehow she came in rah-rah. And Evelyn states that she's not trying to be friends with her, but if Vanessa wants to come in and apologize and clean it up, they could be adults. I'm like, okay, good luck with
Evelyn, you
that.
lying. You cannot be an adult.
No, she can't. No, she cannot. And she don't want to hear nothing Vanessa got to say because her feelings are hurt. She was called out and she's pissed. So until she shows her behind, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be up. So they head inside to their seats, and in walks Clayana. She's the ex-girlfriend of Andre, and I will not even try to pronounce that last name and mess it up. Y'all ain't gonna be laughing at me. So she arrives to the table with Jackie, and Evelyn introduces herself, and Evelyn asks her one question. Do you live here? And Clayana behind starts to rattle off where she was from. She talked about her daughter. She wanted to redefine herself. She gave a little history on her ex. And I'm like, Clayana, shut up. Shut up. You're giving out way too much, way too fast. It
Cleon
went,
noticed she not on the cast, so she trying to get as much screen time as she can.
girl, Cleanna went from high to blah. She word vomited all over that table. And I was looking at her like, if you don't shut the hell up, I was like, this girl, she was just too much. I'm like, Cleanna, to stop. So, child, Evelyn started wanting to match make Brittany with Cleanna because she thinks that they have similar experiences. And Shawnee saves us from Evelyn's word vomit with her speech. So she goes on and they come back and Evelyn was at the end of Evelyn's speech and Evelyn hugs Shawnee and she walks over to the table and this shady heifer tells Shawnee in her ear that you're gonna hate her. Did you hear that?
I didn't pick up on that.
She told Shawnee that she hugged Shawnee and said, you're gonna hate her.
Talking about Cleanna.
Talking about Cleanna.
Oh,
Because
I
it
don't
was
have to
only
go back and watch
Jackie,
that part.
Evelyn, and Cleanna at the table. And so she came up, she spoke to Jackie.
Jack.
Evelyn hugged her. And, before she introduced her to Cleanna, she said, you're going to hate her. And then she turned around and introduced her. Well, she introduced her. And I'm like, this is a mess. I'm like, come on now, First Lady. You should have told her, don't do that. Don't do that. I did not like that, not one bit. I feel like Evelyn is a messy, messy heifer, and she needs to let Shawnee make her own decisions or opinions about people. I just felt like that was dead wrong. So Shawnee sits down and states that she got some tea, no doubt from Evelyn, that
Mhm.
something is going on, and she'll be in town for a few days and wants to sit and talk things out. So we get to Vanessa and her sister,
I was
Elise.
bored.
I was so tired. Vanessa's sister comes to visit and she brings a high chair for the baby and some fruit for Vanessa so that their mom won't talk ish. She asks Vanessa how she was settling in, and Vanessa tells her it's good and that Isaiah was back in Phoenix. And that's when her sister asked if he was partying without her. And Vanessa was like stuck and hesitant, and she was saying that she didn't know, but hopefully not. She goes on to remind her sister about an incident where she caught her husband on one of the many cameras that she had set up to watch him on. And I think this was probably like at their gym or something. And she heard him saying, "All right, love you, baby." And she asked, Who was that? And he said it was his son. So her sister looks at Vanessa like she just wants to slap her. And I did too. I'm just looking at this girl like, okay.
I got two things about this. The first one is Vanessa, you are obviously paranoid that your man is going to cheat on you again. And if that's the state that you're going to live in, that's no state to live in and you need to bounce. Because you can't be like that every day, like something is wrong. And then my second thing is maybe she need to get a deal with one of these Ring doorbell companies or whatever camera she got because she promoting the hell out of them.
She also might have a brand deal, girl. I'm like, I could if I were him, I could not live like that
Mm-mm.
with cameras everywhere. If you're gonna forgive him. If you ain't gonna trust him, then leave him. I'm like, child, I'm done. So
So,
Elise goes on to say that Vanessa called her flipping out because she was sure it was a woman that he was talking to. And this psycho said that she had four of her friends to pull the tape and cut the sound, but the jury just had, agreed that it was his son.
uh,
Again, her sister looked at her like she wanted to slap the hell out of her.
her sister noticed she crazy.
That's bat crap crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Bat crap. So Elise states that she doesn't know why she flips off the handle. And Vanessa said that she is who she is and she has to be like that. You have to be like that?
She's not interested in changing,
She's not
which means she's not interested in ever leaving him. So
at
she's
all.
stay in that constant state of being paranoid.
Yes. But from what I was reading online, they were saying that that's her first and the only person she's been with.
Girl, leave that man.
So Elise tells her that she doesn't have to be the way she is. She chooses to be that way. And it's 100% true. She chooses that. So Vanessa in her confessional says that her mama bear and her lioness personality is who she is as a person. And she grew up with just her and her sister, so she's
She's
very
very
protective of
protective
her
of her
family
family.
and anyone in her circle.
I don't think that's Mama Bear Lioness personality. I think that Mama Bear Lioness personality has morphed into stalker.
Mm. Hmm. It gives to me that she's very insecure and that she has abandonment issues. That's what it reads to me. Very insecure. So
Well,
Elise tells her,
she may be insecure, but she ain't insecure about that wig because she wearing it and she is just holding on to it. So she got some type of security. She don't care what nobody say about that.
that wig is a whole nother story. Animal. A whole nother animal.
That animal, a mama bear or a lioness.
I'm not. I'm not doing this with you. It's a Cleopatra. Anyway, Elise tells her that she wants her and her children and her husband to have the healthiest relationship as possible, right? But Vanessa, she's interesting to me. Um, I really would like to know what Vanessa's family dynamic was like when she was a kid. I don't know why I keep wanting to go back to these people when they were kids. For her to have this incessant need to control everything, I want to know, basically where did this start, or is this behavior born as a result of Isaiah's bad behavior during their marriage with all his cheating? Because this ain't the first time he cheated when she had to run that woman off during COVID.
This scene told me everything that we really need to know. This is why she got a problem with Evelyn. It ain't got nothing to do with the friend. It ain't got nothing to do with Carl, first baby mama.
Mm-mm.
She is her paranoia about her husband cheating is what triggers her about these side chicks and these home wreckers, and so she's taking it all out on Evelyn.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Mm, absolutely. So I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. Let me get off of Vanessa. She's not that interesting anyway. So the invite goes out for this particular dinner with Shani. And I guess it's supposed to be the peacemaker dinner. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna see where this goes. So Shani is going to let her pit bull loose without a leash. And Jennifer had the nerve to say that she was happy that she didn't step into this Vanessa mess because her and Evelyn had enough history to work through. Say what now?
Yeah. Well, she's
All of this is because of you, Jen.
no, she's right. She didn't step into it. She didn't put her foot in it. She just delivered everything, but she didn't step into it.
No, Vanessa shit it. Oh, excuse my language. And Jennifer stepped in it and drug it over the brook.
More
Period.
like Vanessa took the poop. Jen scooped it up with the little pooper sweeper thing, and then she let Brooke step all in it.
Mm, 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 mm. I'm like, child, Jen, save that lie. Because this had every bit of something to do with you. Talking about something, she was out of it. If
And,
you heard at that table, the
and here's
first thing she mentioned was when she talked to Jennifer at dinner.
uh-huh. But
And then
here's
Jennifer gonna roll her eyes.
Jen did not do this for the good of Evelyn. Jen wanted to do
Absolutely.
this. She wanted to be able to kiki at Evelyn's expense.
I believe that, but I also believe she had another reason. She wanted to take the heat that she felt like Evelyn was gonna have for her and direct it at somebody else. Because
I
Jennifer's a
don't see that.
so anyway, Jackie went running to the principal to tell on Brooke and Jen and how she came into Evelyn's party with a good heart in mind, and Jennifer stayed far away from her. And that it's obvious that Jen still has an issue with her. You think? And she and Brooke aren't sure where they stand. So Shawnee tells her that she's the matriarch of it all and that they all respect her and she will set the tone. And she told Jackie that showing them is better than telling them. And here Jackie go, getting all creamy again over a compliment. Oh, thank you, Shawnee. And I'm like, girl, when I tell you she needs to be validated on every end, she needs to be validated all day long. So I feel sorry for Doug. So this is another scene. Well, no, I kind of like this scene only for Jacille. I was about to say this is another one that could have been saved, but Jacille and Jennifer meet up at the wig shop, and Jacille wants to network with Jen because Jacille is a stylist and she owns two hair salons, one in Dallas and one in Mississippi. And she's in the process of trying to get her products in stores, and she also has a hairline. She states that while in LA, she wants to make her brand bigger. So Jacille brings up the upcoming dinner, and Jen talks about her hesitancy in meeting with Jackie, but she still plans to be cordial and keep it moving. You have anything from that scene?
Nah, I was bored.
Evelyn and Brittany. So Evelyn claims to be trying to take Brittany under her wing and mentor her. But on the phone call between the two, she's telling Brittany about Clayana and how they have things in common and would be a good fit. But just a few scenes back, she was telling Shawnee that she hates Clayana. So
Okay.
things that make you go, are you really trying to help this young lady? Now I know that there's different things for everybody, and that what Shawnee may not like, Brittany may like, but I don't think Evelyn knows her enough to make these decisions right now. It just kind of gave me pause because just because they're both single with kids does not mean that they're going to link up and be great together.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to Cleon and Rashad, and I really wish that they would have just cut this out.
Wait. On Brittany and Evelyn.
Hmm.
Brittany said that she feels like anyone Evelyn sends her way will have good energy. Girl, why are you believing that?
She brought Brooke your way, but we gonna see that y'all finna cut up next week.
Mm-hmm.
So really, she really don't know who Evelyn is, does she?
Nah.
She about to find out. Cause believe you me, if Brooke fall out with her, 9 times out of 10, Evelyn gonna fall out with her too, unless she's trying to play the peacemaker this season. So Cleon and Rashard,
I was bored.
I was extremely bored, and I was like, do I even write this down? But I'm gonna go ahead and give her 2 seconds. Cleona was cooking. Rashad walks in, and immediately she starts talking, and I'm like, girl, shut up, calm down, because she goes from like 0 to 100. Rashad asked her about the event with the girls, and she thinks she met some new friends. That's it. Okay, now let's move on to Brooke and Evelyn.
You ain't right.
Girl, she absolutely had nothing. I'm like, what you cooking all this food for? And hush. So Brooke and Evelyn are riding to the Peacemaker dinner together, and Evelyn states that she's going to wait to see what Vanessa's energy is. Okay. She states that her energy is already off because of the pressure of Lavon's situation and that she isn't featuring Vanessa or really focused on Vanessa, but she's hopeful that Shani can make a breakthrough. Shani ain't God. You got to do the work, Evelyn.
That's exactly what I wrote. I said, and who is Shawnee? God?
Okay.
Because God is who y'all need. Y'all don't need Shawnee.
That part. Shani is a big devil. Child, please. She'll keep up more mess as you. I'm like, mm-mm. So they discussed Shaquille and Brittany being out to dinner, and where was I? Yeah, they discussed. I think it was Jackie and Shawnee at the table, and they were no. That was Brooke and Evelyn. They
Mm-hmm.
discussed Shaquille and Brittany going out to dinner and hoping that it doesn't affect anything. I'm like, what? Brooke brings up that it's the principle and it's like girl code. What I don't understand is why would Brittany be held to girl code because she doesn't know Shawnee like that. They aren't
Exactly.
friends. And I'm like, this is a bit of a reach, and they just needed something to talk about in this car or in these last couple of scenes because Shawnee and Shaq been done.
Been done. I mean, they got divorced in 2011.
Okay. I'm like, Shaq done been with plenty of other people. And I'm sure Shawnee has too. She just keep her junk on the low. But now the girl got a whole husband. Why are we still talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
So they get to the dinner and Jackie Jackie's so stupid. She talking about she hopes her positive attitude can rub off on Evelyn and Vanessa and Brooke and Jen because enough is enough.
Jackie, Jackie, Jackie.
Lady, go sit down. Jackie is a mess. I don't know why. I like Jackie and her crazy. I really do. I be wanting to punch her, but I actually like Jackie and her crazy. That got to say something about me. I need to probably get some medication. So we get to the dinner and she brings up Brittany and Shaq again. That news to Shawnee, asking how she plans to handle little Miss Brittany. And Shawnee is like, enjoy, ma'am. I'm like, would y'all please let this go?
Mm-hmm.
Please let it go. If she is still worried about somebody sleeping with Bigfoot, she should have never divorced him.
Not Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is Bigfoot. Like, shoot. And she darn sure shouldn't have got remarried if she's still worried about Shaq big behind. I'm like, child, please. So all the ladies walk in and they looking good. You know what I'm saying? And they all greet each other. And Jennifer speaks to Jackie. And Jackie go to doing way too much with the shock face, her
Way
mouth
too much.
wide open. Way too much. Talking about, you speaking to me? Anyway, this nut goes on to say that Jennifer walking to her and giving her a hug finally shows that she's taking accountability for her part in all the BS that she spewed on her last year.
How is that hug accountability?
How? Because she acknowledged her. I told you she needs to be validated on all ends. I'm like, Jackie, move on. I'm like, this is so exhausting. So now Evelyn is questioning Brittany about Shaq. This is exhausting too. I ain't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's just move on past this because I
No,
just absolutely can't.
the way Evelyn said it, I know you looking for a husband, but is that husband Shakira? Girl, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
She had the nerve to call that the elephant in the room. That ain't the elephant that's in this room.
At all. At all. The elephant in this room is you and Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Which y'all bull crap. I'm like, child, please. So Vanessa finally comes in and Evelyn immediately gets a stank face. Immediately. Now, I don't like how this interaction between Shawnee and Vanessa went because Shawnee says to Vanessa that she's heard a lot. I've heard a lot about you. And Vanessa's like, oh, good things. And she already knew it wasn't good things.
Mm-hmm.
But the way Shawnee scrunched up her face and tossed her head back and forth, it just, I'm like, it just wasn't it, friend. It's like, you shouldn't be treating people like that. Remember, you're supposed to be mediating these peace talks. And as a first lady, I just would have expected better from her.
Yeah,
You
if you
know,
want to be the peacemaker, that face just said you team Evelyn.
that exactly. That's exactly what I said. I was like, she could have just, said something like, well, it hasn't been favorable, but I like to see if you and Evelyn could possibly walk through some things and hopefully, work out and walk out of here with different impressions all around. But no, the actions of Shawnee, in my opinion, and that's exactly what I said, shows that she already had formed her opinion of Vanessa based off of Evelyn's recollection of the events. Period. Period. So, about to get on my soapbox. I just don't feel like everybody needed to be there for that. This should have been a conversation between Vanessa, Evelyn, and Shawnee.
Mm-hmm.
They could have cut out the Jennifer and Kristen scene. They could have cut out the Cleanna and her cousin scene. And they could have cut out the Jacille and Brittany scene on the street and had a dinner to work out the beef between Jackie, Jennifer, and Brooke as well. But everybody's sitting around and watching and with the shock face and jumping in. I felt like it was a gang up. Even though Vanessa, she brought this, so she getting what she deserved. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna step up and be that brazen, then honey, you got to take the punches when they come. But I just don't feel like it should have been everybody there
Like
because
what did
Evelyn loves
Giselle and
the
Brittany need
show.
to be there for?
Huh?
What did Giselle and Brittany need to be there for?
They didn't. They did not. And why wasn't Cleona there if they invited everybody else?
Girl, Cleanna trying to make it on the show.
Girl. But I just felt like that was they could have cut out all them other scenes and we could have had another juicy dinner with working out the Jennifer and Brooke and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
anyway, let me stop trying to produce these scenes and move on. So Vanessa brings up that she spoke to Jen about Evelyn, but didn't mean for the conversation to be brought up at her event. Evelyn asked if she thought bringing it up somewhere else would make it any better.
Now that was a logical question though.
It was. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. Evelyn states that she has an issue with her for no reason. And Vanessa states that the issue she has is because her friend um she wanted to bring to Evelyn. She stated that basically she has a problem with Evelyn because of what she did to her friend.
Mhm.
And I'm just like anyway, Evelyn goes on to talk about baby mama and that she had talked to her and that the baby mama was mortified about what Vanessa was saying. And
What an embarrassment!
yes. And she goes on to say that um, she doesn't even care about, her talking about her, which is a whole lie. It's a whole lie. She took it and twisted it and said it's about the children and her son is sleeping at this woman's house. And I'm like, what does it have to do with the children? Because she called you a homewrecker. She said nothing about the kids at all. At
Ev-
all.
Evelyn and I quote said, "I don't care about me. I've been called everything under the book." Gee, Evelyn, why have you been called everything under the book?
Mm.
Is there some truth to that? You
Mhm.
said that if it was your karma, you'd take accountabilities. But is there
Mm.
truth to that? You've been called everything under the book. But the people I'm worried about are the kids. Girl, no, you're not.
At all. But she goes on to tell Vanessa that she was dead wrong and that her and baby mama have a great relationship and that Vanessa doesn't freaking matter in that equation. And Vanessa was still calm and her voice was still normal. She's like, right, that's how you feel? And Evelyn gets louder and she states, that's how baby mama feels. I hate when they start trying to talk for somebody else. I
Um,
wish they would have brought baby mama on to speak for herself if
Vanessa
that was the
needs to
case.
be in the room because either two things can happen. Either she's going to corroborate what Evelyn said. Well, three things. She could corroborate what Evelyn's saying. She could corroborate what old crazy is saying, Vanessa's saying, or she can sit there and look mortified and be stumbling over words, which means she was playing both sides.
Both sides. They should have brought her on. That would have been
That's who should have been
explained.
on instead of Cleanna.
Yeah, that, or any of these other scenes. I'm telling you, they had other scenes that could have been cut and good stuff could have been put in. It's like, y'all need me to write for this show because I can come in and help you. I can rearrange some
Why?
things.
Why Vanessa couldn't like instead of Vanessa and the sister? Why Vanessa couldn't been at home FaceTiming the friend?
That part. That part.
That's what I want to see.
Or the friend FaceTiming her saying, hey, what are you doing?
Yep.
What are you doing? Shoot, because Evelyn and the sister wives circle she has going on, she goes on to tell Vanessa that this is embarrassment to their family circle. Like family circle. And that she has nothing to do with this. So Vanessa goes to swinging her hair back and talking about right. She was real calm.
Mm-hmm.
She remained real calm, which is why I think it was really pissing Evelyn off, is
Oh,
that she
so
wasn't able to get the reaction from
mm,
her that she wanted. She was cussing at her, she was screaming at her, she was leaning in over Shawnee, and Vanessa, she just had maintained the same calm demeanor and voice, looking like she was about sleepy sitting up there. And I'm like, okay. So Shawnee cuts through and says that this is not where this was supposed to go.
Well,
And
where was
Jackie,
this supposed to go, Shawnee? You knew that when you called this meeting.
tell me exactly. And you knew that when you called this meeting and put on a show for all the girls. It wasn't just for the two of them and yourself. If she's gonna have an amen corner and she's gonna have all these people watching, she gonna show every inch of her crack to these people. Period. That's just who I mean, not Shawnee, Evelyn is. So, but Jackie's behind goes cutting through talking about that's right. This is supposed to be a bonding moment. So anything negative said, let's just forget about it. It's water under the bridge. What? She says we start over from here. And I'm like, Jackie, shut up.
Jackie
Like,
really, what Shawnee said to Jackie really got to Jackie's head, thinking that she's the matriarch and that she sets the tone.
that.
Baby Jackie, you's not setting no tone. Ain't gonna be no water under the bridge. Ain't gonna be no
Mm-mm.
we start from here. This ain't no bonding moment.
At all. At all. And then Jen pipes up asking if Evelyn and Vanessa agree with that. And the girls start kikiing a little bit. And I'm like, child. And Evelyn says, you know why I won't? Because it's bigger than me. And she crossed the effing line. So, no, Evelyn, it was all about you. So, how is it bigger than you when it's about you?
Girl.
I'm like, she need to stop. So, Vanessa pipes up and she asks, how come a loyal friend that, witnessed pain that happened, how come she can't, as a loyal friend, and she witnessed the pain that happened with Amy, you know, say what she said, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, Evelyn is acting like it didn't happen. So Evelyn says, yeah, you're friends with the mother of his kid, but we could have been effing cool. Okay. She says, I don't have a problem with nobody here, but it's women like you wanting to come in and F with her peace. It's exhausting. And she wanted to know why was she that arguing with her? And Vanessa was like, yes, exactly. Why are we arguing? What are we arguing about? I'm like, she was really being a smart A right here, Vanessa. And she
Mm-hmm.
knew she was getting under her skin. She was taunting her. That's some stuff I'd do. If I know I got you, got your feathers ruffled, I'm gonna sit back and be calm and ask dumb A questions because I already see you already on the edge. It ain't gonna take much for me to piss you off. Me not matching your energy is going to really upset you. So Vanessa did one of my tricks, and I'm sit back and be like, "Yeah, why are we arguing?" Knowing I started everything. So I was like, "Genius." So Evelyn goes on to say, what you did caused drama. Now she swears that Carl and Amy are now arguing, and it's about Vanessa. And she's like, "Girl, you're embarrassing." And I'm like, "Now see, why are you putting these people business out? Because they ain't on the show. Why we got to know that Amy and Carl are arguing? And why are they arguing if Amy said that this isn't what she said or she didn't push Vanessa up to this? Why?"
Mm-hmm.
So Evelyn says that Amy is embarrassed. And Vanessa says, no, she's not. Stop calling her, please. Ooh, when she said that,
Evelyn lost it.
lost her goddamn mind. Jacil's mouth fell wide open. And I was like, Vanessa, shut it. Shut up. I'm like, now you done made the beast stand up in this chick because Evelyn started screaming across that table and throwing herself across Shawnee, talking about, I will effing claw her any freaking time I want. She said the other word. So
Mm-hmm.
she's with my son. And Vanessa stroking the fire and repeats, stop calling her. Ooh, girl, when I tell you I was getting my whole laugh on, I was so tickled because I saw exactly what she was doing. And Evelyn's like, you effing idiot. And tells her that she needs to be mad. You need to be mad at your esthetician. Ooh, and calls the woman an ugly A something. I don't know what she called her. I don't know. I think she may have called her the C word, but
Now
they
she
bleeped
said,
it out.
"You ugly AB."
Oh, is that what she said? Okay. I was like, they blink, they blink. I kept rewinding. I was like, what did she call her? What did she call her? But I could not make it out. Anyway, they continued to scream back and forth. And finally, Shawnee is trying to get Evelyn out of the restaurant. I'm like, yeah, snatch that leash. You should have had on a leash anyway. So Evelyn tells her to worry about her dude and who he's effing. And Vanessa sits, and Vanessa, I just want her to sit her aspirin down so because that's when she jumped up
Mm-hmm.
after they had started escorting her to the door, talking about some, yeah, run behind security. Vanessa, hush. Because she wasn't trying to do nothing as long as Evelyn was at that table. And then she yelling, bye, Evelyn, bye, Evelyn. I'm like, girl, now you want to get buck. But when she was at the table, she was calm as a kitten. You hear me? I'm like, ooh. So immediately Brooke goes in. And Brooke tells Vanessa that you're missing the whole point of this. And Vanessa tells her um, that what is she missing? And Brooke, no, Vanessa tells her, well, I don't know what I had right there, child. What did Vanessa tell her? You know?
She said, "No, you guys are missing the whole point."
And so I'm like, Brooke, and so Brooke wants to know what are they missing? And Vanessa's like, y'all are missing. No, she said, y'all are saying it's 10 years ago and she's still going to defend the people that she cares about. And I'm like, girl, shut up. So Brooke asked Amy, no, Brooke asked, did Amy ask her to do that? And Vanessa's like, nope. And Brooke like, but why the F you doing it? Your marbles are freaking loose and you need to tighten them up and worry about your mess. She's like, you can't counsel somebody else's household when your joint is effed up. Fix your S before you get into somebody else's S and stop deflecting your misery onto someone else. And Vanessa got church mouse quiet. Do you hear me?
Quiet.
Brooke shuts her down, whereas Evelyn couldn't. If I was Evelyn, I'd be a little pissed about that. Because Evelyn fed right into it, but Brooke came right on and handled her behind. And I'm like,
But this is where Vanessa needs to start side eyeing Jackie. How do Brooke know that
yes.
you got problems in your house and what your man is doing and this, that, and the other? How did that get to Brooke and Evelyn? Who
Say
opened it
that.
out?
Say that.
Jackie.
Say that. Oh, at that point, that's when she should have turned and just mushed Jackie in the face.
And then if she would have did that, Jackie can't do nothing because you said at this point it's water under the bridge.
It's water under the bridge. Girl, I cannot wait to see what they come up with next week. So I'm hoping they didn't get this build up and then it falls flat when it comes back on next week. Cause I'm like, we better see something get the pop in between Jennifer and Brooke and Jackie, but I doubt very seriously if that's the case. But I do know that the whole time Brooke was outside going off, or back, she was inside going off on Vanessa. Evelyn was losing her crap in that hallway, acting real hood and real ghetto, and she was in that crouched down position. And I'm sitting here like, girl, you are not on the streets of New York. Calm down.
Talking about don't call her. Bitch, you know why I'ma call her stupid effing that job when I tell you she's cuckoo for him effing cuckoo.
Girl.
Crazy.
I was so tickled, and that poor guy was trying to get around her, and she was all animated and moving, and he was just like doing that, like you know how you trying to get around somebody. I'm like, are they dancing? What? Evelyn, move! And Shawnee just sitting there like she was so embarrassed. I'm saying like, I don't know how y'all are supposed to be friends because I wouldn't take Evelyn nowhere because she already knew she was gonna cut up.
Yep.
She already knew that, but. Guys, that was the end of the episode. Tell us below what were your thoughts. What did you think about this episode? Was it good to you? Are you looking forward to episode 3? Do you think it's going to fall flat? Give us your thoughts below because I really want to hear what your thoughts were. Who do you feel like is wrong in this situation? Vanessa or Evelyn? Share that below. Don't forget, on your way out, please like the video, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the video, and make sure that you leave us a comment below. We really want to hear your thoughts, and we really appreciate you coming over and spending some time with us. And thank you to my new subscribers. You guys are awesome. We look forward to seeing you guys for episode 3, and have a good night. Bye.
Bye.